Social dynamics and cultural structures in tourism. Social. Tourism involves various fields of activities. These activities encompass social, economic, cultural, political, legal, and other aspects. Within its scope of business and activities, tourism engages diverse social, economic, and cultural dimensions with varying business scales, including large, medium, and small enterprises. Generally, these enterprises focus on providing services and goods, or a combination of both, to fulfill the needs of travel. The broad concept of culture refers to patterns of behavior, expressions of feelings, ideas, and human behavior focused on groups or social segments, as well as society as a whole, quoted from Shepard, 1974. As a social activity, tourism is generated by communities, resulting in impacts and consequences in the social, cultural, economic, political, and other fields. Currently, the widespread development of tourism significantly influences the lives of individuals, families, and communities worldwide, including urban, rural, mountainous, coastal, forested, and other areas. The tourism industry, as a driver of social activities, has rapidly expanded and involves various stakeholders conducting scientific research and observations, especially in the field of sociology. The multidisciplinary nature of tourism attracts attention from various disciplines. Some disciplines involved in tourism studies include education, hotel and restaurant administration, transportation, business, law, marketing, city and regional planning, landscaping and recreation, agriculture, ecology, geography, politics, anthropology, psychology, economics, and sociology. This reflects the complexity and breadth of the tourism spectrum that permeates various aspects of human life. A sociological approach to tourism aims to analyze the relationship between tourism potential, whether individual, group, or societal, with tourist attractions, organizations, institutions, and the social mobility generated by tourist visits to destinations. The analysis of the quality of tourism services, organizations, institutions, interinstitutional interactions, and issues related to tourism development uses relevant sociological approaches and theoretical framework. Tourism sociology not only contributes to the development of its fundamental knowledge, but also provides ideas and empirical research results for problem solving and future development. Sociological paradigms, such as social facts and social definitions, underpin the use of supporting theories that involve describing and explaining tourism problems and phenomena. Social facts paradigm includes structural, functional, and conflict theories, while social definitions give rise to action theory, symbolic interactionism, phenomenology, and exchange theory. Social structure and tourism. A. Social structure. The concepts within the social structure are interrelated hierarchical elements. 1. Social roles. In general, social roles are organized patterns of behavior with rights and obligations related to an individual's social status within an organization and society. Specifically, an individual's role in a society or organization reflects expected behavior as seen in the tourism community. For example, the roles of tour guides, immigration office employees, and souvenir artisans. 2. Social position or status. Social status is a position recognized in social relationships. Social status generally refers to an individual's social status, for example, in tourism, such as tour guides, travel leaders, or social status within a group, like noble families or artist groups. Social status is divided into ascribed status obtained from birth or nationality, and achieved status obtained through competition, such as becoming a professor, manager, or entrepreneur. Social status can also be formal or informal, reflecting a person's position in an organized structure or community, respectively. 3. Behavior and role. Behavioral roles represent tangible forms of roles that are mandated and performed by individuals with specific social statuses in society. 4. Social interaction. Social interaction refers to the exchange of social influences, involving the roles and actions of individuals influencing others, and vice versa. Social interaction involves obligatory/expected roles of individuals or people, establishing reciprocal relationships based on shared interests that benefit both parties. For example, the interaction between tour guides and tourists. 5. Social relationships. Social relationships form when parties, individuals, mutually need each other, whether temporarily or in the long term. These social relationships can occur in groups of tourism service providers in tourist destinations, especially in the location of tourist attractions. For example, tourists leaving their homes to visit a tourist attraction in a particular community, where all their needs during the journey are met by tourism service providers. B. Tourism. Components contained within tourism. 1. Tourist attractions. Nature. Tourist attractions include natural elements such as flora, fauna, and natural landscapes. These attractions, characterized by flora, fauna, and nature, are partly managed by the government and partly by private entities. Culture. Living culture consists of traditional and modern or contemporary elements. Traditional heritage culture includes traditional ceremonies and art, like the coronation ceremony of the king in the Surakarta Palace. Living heritage culture with a contemporary or modern touch includes cultural art events, such as parades and art festivals in Bali, Solo, and Yogyakarta. 2. Travel agencies. Travel agencies, as groups that provide comprehensive travel services, actively engage in social interactions with groups providing tourism services. They establish direct and indirect relationships with potential tourists. 3. Tourism transportation. Tourism transportation includes land, sea, and air transportation. Tourism transportation as a service for travelers to reach tourist attractions reflects the social strata of its passengers. 4. Hotels and other accommodations. Hotels and other accommodation components are categorized based on the completeness and quality of room facilities and services provided to guests. In general, Indonesia has two classes of hotel services: low-star rated hotels and high-star rated hotels. In tourist destinations or locations of tourist attractions where the community provides various types of accommodation services, it shows the role of serving tourists and the social structure of the community is relatively open. 5. Restaurants, cafes, and eateries. This component is one of the essential services for tourists during their activities. The types and classes of restaurants and eateries presented by the community vary. The size of these businesses, according to location, facilities, and menu offerings, indicates the social strata of the business and its owners. 6. Local government. This tourism component functions to create and implement tourism policies. The government's role involves regulating/rules for tourism actors and the community in serving tourists. The government also protects all their interests and needs to prevent conflicts in serving tourists. The government actively provides facilities and guidance for tourism development. Cultural. Cultural tourism is a form of tourism triggered by the presence of tourist attractions that showcase local cultural arts, such as customs, ceremonies, religion, local community lifestyles, historical heritage, artistic works, traditional crafts, and the like, quoted by Damarjati in Pambudi, 2010. In general, cultural tourism involves journeys aimed at understanding customs, arts, and historical heritage, whether in the form of temples, palaces, forts, or ancestral tombs. OKA. Yodi, 1996 asserts that cultural tourism plays a crucial and significant role in the tourism industry. Many tourists visit a destination specifically to observe customs, arts, historical buildings, temples, forts, and other historical artifacts. The motivations of tourists visiting tourist destinations involve a desire to understand, learn, or study the conditions of the area or the culture of the local community. While in the tourist destination, tourists interact not only with those directly serving their needs, but also with the local community as a whole. Interactions become more intensive when the type of tourism developed is cultural tourism, because culture becomes integral to community life. The development of cultural tourism in coastal communities requires not only local values and arts, but also the application of the Sabta Pesona cultural value development. The government considers Sabta Pesona values as a crucial issue in the development of the tourism sector. By exploring these Sabta Pesona values, it is hoped that tourists can experience comfort and interest in staying in a tourist destination. These Sabta Pesona values serve as the basic foundation for communities to develop the tourism sector. Sabta Pesona cultural values include security, order, cleanliness, freshness, beauty, hospitality, and memories. According to Yachty 2006, there are 4 groups that attract tourists to a specific tourist destination, namely natural attraction, built attraction, cultural attraction, and social attraction. 1. Natural attraction includes natural landscapes, the sea, beaches, lakes, waterfalls, botanical gardens, volcanoes, as well as flora and fauna. 2. Built attraction includes buildings with attractive architecture such as traditional houses, ancient buildings, and modern buildings. 3. Cultural attraction in this group includes historical heritage, folk stories, traditional arts, museums, religious ceremonies, art festivals, and the like. 4. Social attraction in this group includes the way of life of a community, language diversity, wedding ceremonies, tooth-cutting ceremonies, circumcision, and other social activities. Tangible cultural tourism attractions, such as cultural heritage buildings, are structures made of natural or man-made objects to meet spatial needs, with or without walls, and with roofs. Culture is a system of socially inherited behavioral patterns that works to connect human communities with their ecological environment. The existence of culture provides an understanding in both the processes of transformation between nature and humans and the forms of transformation results between nature and humans. The preservation of cultural heritage helps communities not only protect economically valuable physical assets, but also preserve practices, history, environment, and a sense of continuity and identity. The cultural values from the past, intangible heritage, are derived from the local cultures in the archipelago, including traditions, folktales and legends, native languages, oral history, creativity, dance, song, drama performances, adaptability, and the uniqueness of local communities, quoted from Gala 2001.
Yes, see you on
Feel
the
okay?
top.
Feeling good?
Okay, see you on the top.
Yes.